Beep.
Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. If you've not seen the STPL before, here is the format, a good place to start. All the series are best of 5, all the games are played regardless of the outcome. Set 1 to 4, the lineups are selected and shown in advance. All the games are played at the same time. And set 5 is the ace match with every player having the ability to compete again if necessary, or if they want to. Map-wise, we've got Hitchhiker, Montiel SE, Core Breach, Tripod, Andromeda, Byzantium 3, Fantasy 2, and La Mancha. And damn, it feels good to be back with my STPL overlay, because I was casting the Russian Cyber Games qualifiers on the weekend. And not having, like, the flashy buttons to do all the stuff for me really sucks. I can't go back to doing that again. I need my overlay. It helps so much. Now, I am absolutely boiling. It's 23 degrees centigrade at 20:05 at night, which is way too much. I cannot handle this heat, but we'll make it through it. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Let's have a look quickly at the player table. Just before we get into things, we'll also say a big shout out to the sponsors as well. But at the top, we have Scan. Followed up, we have Noob, Kogut, FamSE, DeWalt, Eonzerg, Spire, Bonith, Tai2, and Forever, all finding themselves in the top 10. Noob taking back his second place spot from Kogut last week after his loss to Bonith on Fantasy 2, but Kogut's still close. He can definitely come up. Now, the Synthect in chat is saying it's 32 degrees here. Okay, well, okay, that's worse, but 23 degrees as a British person is impossible. I'll admit that it's probably hotter for a lot of people elsewhere, but I'm not built for the heat, man. I'm built for the nice, cold, rainy, like, summers, and it's not raining. It's not raining! Oh my god, apparently he lives in New England as well, which is kind of funny. But let's have a look at the teams we're going to be watching today. There is only a single series. We're going to have SouL starting us off here. Scan, Perfume, Zealot, and Bonith will all make their debut. And as you can see, we've got 2 players who are on a win streak up today with Scan and Bonith. And Perfume and Zealot, very good players as well. So, should be a good roster from them. Now, they've actually met their opponents 5 times. And every time so far, they have been victorious. In terms of series, they've played 54. They've won 50 and lost 4, which is kind of ridiculous. SouL, by far the strongest team in the league. Not even White Clan could get to this kind of level of win rate. It's just crazy. They're 6-0 this season, including their walkover to White Clan. And basically a really good team. Now, their opponents, maybe not as strong historically as SouL Gaming, but Clan Rev, Revolution, they're on the up. They're going to try and make a revolution happen here at such a crazy time in the world. That, let's see if they can overthrow the champions here in the group stage. Now, starting us off, we've got Hyunwoo, who hasn't had the best luck, but he plays really interesting games. A lot of the times he gets very unlucky at the end of everything. We've got CRVT, who's actually doing an incredibly good job. Sugo, coming off the back of a 3-game winning streak, doing incredibly well after his move over to ReV. And then you've got Medinho, who's just managed to secure his highest ever position in the BSL, the Viking Terran himself, and just overall a really good player. So let's have a look at the lineups we're going to be looking at today. We're going to have a TVZ to start us off, a PvP following us up, because you can't have an STPL day in Season 3 without a PvP. Then we've got a ZVP and a PvT. So 3 non-mirrors today, 1 mirror. And honestly, the mirror is going to be on one of our more interesting PvP maps. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to go. Now, I think Game 1 may be a little bit mismatched, but it is best of 1. You never know what's going to happen. And Hirmu could have prepared something really, really cool here. Really looking forward to that. And obviously Zealot versus Sugo, that should be pretty fun as well. Sugo is a very standard player, whereas Zealot is the polar opposite. He is super aggressive, super in your face all game long. And can Sugo hold on against that? That's what we're going to have to find out a little bit later. And then we've got Bonith versus Medinho in Game 4. Now, you've got the best foreign Protoss player against one of the best foreign Terran players. What more could you ask for? This should be a 6 series. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's introduce our first couple of players. This guy will need no introduction for most people. He was actually coaching Artosis the other day on stream again. He's got a 100% win rate against Zerg over 10 games, which is ridiculous. There's a reason why Scan is #1 in the STPL, because even against the best players from the other clans, White Clan, Valhalla team, Net Wars, it doesn't matter who you send against this guy, he will find a way to win. Jotre is the only player recently who's able to take a game off Scan, and Scan over 44 games has won 39 of them, which is just ridiculous. Scan is so good. Oh my god, he's on another level. But let's have a look at his opponent. It's going to be Hirmu. Hirmu hasn't had the best record in the STPL. He has played against Scan before, twice. So he always seems to go up against Scan, which is very unfortunate. But maybe 3rd time lucky for Hirmu here, because this could be pretty good. Like, this is a decent map for Hirmu as well. Just have a look at the map here. It's going to be Byzantium 3. Byzantium 3, a very, very fun map in TVZ. There's a lot of stuff Zerg can do here to get one up over their opponent. Now, the only TVZ we've seen here so far did end up with a Terran victory, but that was definitely a strange, long, cool game. So, let's see if we can have another strange, long, cool game here between Hirmu and Scan, or are we going to see a quick one? Let's find out. Okay, the game has begun, and starting us off here in the top right hand corner in the purple, fighting for ReV, it's Hirmu. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand corner, fighting for SouL, it's Scan. Now, we do have Hirmu going for, so far, a relatively standard opening, nothing too crazy. So this is a good time to bring up one of my favourite cheerfuls that Lucky Noob has actually made. It's Alpha Revolution. It's this shouldn't make me laugh so much. Now, behind this, we've actually got a pool coming up on 9. So Hirmu is going to play a little bit aggressive, but he's not going for a 4 pool or anything crazy. So, I mean, he could be maybe counteracting a possible 8 racks from Scan. But I think Scan's just going to play this fairly standard. Now we've got gas coming in as well. Now, one thing to note about this map is it was one of the first maps that kind of popularized the low ground main. So this means early Ling attacks can actually do a decent amount of damage if they can get in. It's a little bit harder to defend against it. than maybe on a map where you're on the high ground. So let's see if Hyunwoo can make something happen here. The first 6 Lings are on the way. He's going to be going into speed first for sure. But are we going to see the Alpha Revolution here, or are we going to see Scan once again holding on to his terrific win rate in TVZ? I do feel for Hyunwoo, I must admit. Scan is a very, very good player, and to run into him 3 times in a row when they've only played, the teams have only played each other 5 times, means that Hyunwoo has to have the worst luck. Now, Scan is going for a 1-1-1 build here. Now, this is actually a really good build to use against most standard openings, but against a Ling all-in, you're very low on Marines here, so can Scan hold on to this? Hyunwoo is going to be coming down from the high ground. There is only a single Marine, which isn't even at the ramp. Oh no, Hyunwoo misjudged. He sent all of his Lings in the wrong direction, and that could be the straw that broke the camel's back in this game. Because look at this, Scan knows immediately to pull SCVs, because if he holds the ramp, he is going to be in a very, very good spot. But this is not looking good. Now, Hyunwoo's not going super all in. He is pulling a lot of SCVs off to defend against this. Speed is done, but Hyunwoo is droning up behind this. So he can basically trying to pivot out of this, I would say. He's got his lair coming in. Oh my god, Scan's even going for a drone kill. Oh, is he going to get it? It's going to be so close. No, he gives up. Now, it looks like Hyunwoo wanted to move in there, see if he could get a little bit of damage done, but now he has to move these Lings back. The hatchery is not quite yet finished. It's about to finish, but he is going to need a Sunken immediately. He knows there's a Vulture coming, and if he can catch this Vulture, it's going to be really good, but oh, Scan covering it in butter yet again, getting his Vulture away. Hyunwoo did a really good job trying to get that surround, but maybe over-microed a little bit. Yeah, this is not going too bad for Hyunwoo. He's actually got a decent number of drones. He is getting his lair up. He has the opportunity to go for 2-hatch Muteless behind this. And against 1-1-1, 2-hatch Muta was actually the build that was built to counteract mech openings. Because mech is not very good against 2-hatch Muta all in. It's a little bit better against the newer styles of 2-hatch where you go for very few Mutalisks, but essentially Goliaths aren't that strong early game. Like when you start to get the +1 armor, +1 attack, and all the other upgrades like Charon boosters, it's not too bad, but it takes a while to get those, and in that time, unless you spam a ton of turrets, Muteless can actually do a lot of damage to you. And it's one of the ways that Fantasy used to lose a lot, was against 2-hatch Muteless play back in the day when he was just going mech. So, mech on 1-1-1. Now, the fact there is Vultures here with speed makes this a little bit harder. Hyunwoo needs to make sure that he holds this ramp. The Sunken will not be able to kill both of those. Well, this is the 4th depot coming up. 2nd factory as well, so no Valkyries in this game, unfortunately for us. Command center on the high ground, because he knows that's pretty safe. Now the Ling's coming out to try and grab these Vultures, but how does Scan do that? How does he get out all of the time? I don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense. My Vultures do not move like that. He has better Vultures. That's what it is. The reason why my MMR is so low when I play is because my units just aren't as good. I've got like the pre-patch Terran, that's my problem. Now Hyunwoo's Spire is done. We're going to have 6 Mutalisks on the way. Scan does have a single turret, but a single turret is not going to be enough to defend against this. And he only actually has 2 Goliaths right now, so there is a timing that Hyunwoo can come in and do some damage, but Hyunwoo is getting ready for a Valkyrie here. He believes that Scan is going to go for a Valk behind this, and unfortunately for him, he doesn't even have a starport. Now, Scan is going for +1 attack. This is a little bit different from back in the day. Back in the day, you would always go armor first, because armor helps you a little bit better against the Mutalisks. But second turret coming in. There is an engineering bay looking for those Mutalisks. He's going to try and focus this down. There will be a good number of Goliaths coming back here to defend this, but he may even lose the engineering bay. I would doubt it. There's not really enough Mutalisks here to do much, but if he dives on these Goliaths, he can actually kill them. Like, 2 Goliaths are not enough to deal with 6 Mutas. A +1 attack is almost done. Third and fourth factory is on the way. +1 carapace coming in. This will counteract the +1 attack on the Goliaths. Now Hirmu is going all in with this. He's not adding, well, he is adding a couple of drones on, but not too many. And he is just building a ton of Mutalisks. He wants to find some damage, but basically the time for damage is running low. But this is a weakness. He can jump in. If he blocks the factories from coming up, that's going to delay any additional units, but he's missing shots on the Mutalisks, unfortunately. This means that he's not getting as many SCVs as maybe he wants to, and he's just flying over a lot of damage, not really able to find anything. So yeah, Hirmu is going to pull back. He needs to wait for his +1 carapace upgrade to come in. And honestly, he needs to start looking for a third base because he is on a timer. He needs to get his economy back up. He's trying to micro down this turret, which is a pretty good move to use the gas to do that. But with more Goliaths coming back in here, he needs to be braver. These Mutalisks are not as weak as he seems to feel they are. Now, they will be now there's like 12 Goliaths here. But against 2, you can take them down. You can go for that damage. And the fact he's not is really giving him a missed opportunity here. I mean, this is the wrong time to come in. There's just too many Goliaths there and not enough Mutalisks. Like, Goliaths are really not that strong against Mutalisks especially, I mean, when you're an upgraded head like he is, because Hirmu delayed +1 armor, yes, this is going to happen. But when there's just 2 Goliaths and you've got 9-10 Mutalisks, fly and kill them. You'll take a little bit of damage, but at the end of the day, you'll find some damage on the SCV line. And right now, Scan has taken none. Now, we've got a lot of creep colonies. These will be morphing into Sunkens immediately. And this is to counteract this big push that's going to be coming out from Scan. Now, Scan should be looking for a third base behind this because he's not gone for a 5th factory immediately. But he does scan. He sees that Hirmu has the Sunkens coming in, and that should kind of force him to turn around. Although I feel like Hirmu has actually undermade Sunkens a little bit here. Maybe Scan, yeah, I think Scan may have scanned the third base. So this hatchery is going to go down, and unfortunately for Hirmu, I think this is going to be his third loss in a row against Scan. But look at this. Fly in, you get a couple of Goliaths. Although you missed the shot, that's a little bit unfortunate. Rudy's asks, do we have Bonneth in today's lineup? Yes, we do. Game 4, we're going to have Bonneth versus Medinho. Should be good. Now, for all intents and purposes, Hirmu hasn't done terribly this game, but the problem he's had is I think he's played a little bit too timid. And when you play too timid against a player like Scan, if you can't find damage with 2-hatch Muta play, this will happen. Like, you can't not do damage with 2-hatch Mutalisks. Your economy is not good enough to recover, realistically. And there was a point where Scan had 1 turret, 2 Goliaths, and a 2nd turret building. There was definitely room for damage there by Hirmu, and unfortunately, he just couldn't find it at the time. And when you lose your timing window like that, your opponent can make you look like this. And honestly, Hirmu hasn't done too bad in this game whatsoever. It's just you make a few too many mistakes against a player as good as Scan, and Scan will exploit that. He is very good at finding weaknesses, finding moments of weakness in the opponent's play. Now, with these tanks here, they will have siege mode. 1-1 is already done at 11 minutes. This is perfectly timed upgrades here from Scan. And Hirmu just unfortunately does not have the units that can deal with this. He doesn't have any Lings. He doesn't have that many Mutalisks. and the siege tanks are just out of range, so there's nothing the Sunkens can do about it. And as soon as these Sunkens go down, this natural is going to be busted, and that's going to be game. Like, he's going to try and go in here, but it's too late. He's not going to be able to get the tanks, he's not going to be able to get the mute, well, anything really. Like, he's doing his best to hold on, but all of his units are going to go down. GG, Hienmu taps out, and Scan wins game number 1. Yeah, so just unfortunate, but that can happen. When you're up against a strong player, if you make enough mistakes in a row, they will make you look like that. Hienmu didn't necessarily do super badly, but he just couldn't find the damage at the timing he had, and that just meant that happened. So we'll be going into game number 2 when we get back after this very, very short break. See you guys soon. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to head into game number 2. Starting us off here for SouL is actually one of their weaker players in terms of win-loss ratio. He's only lost 2 of his games, but given how many games that SouL had won in a row, that's actually quite crazy. He lost to Seriosity and he lost to DeWalt as well. Can he lose against his opponent here fighting for a REV? It's CRVT. Now CRVT, one of the stronger players, at least in the STPL, in terms of win ratio on REV. He's definitely one of their higher performing Protoss players, and honestly, he's pretty damn good. 50% win rate over 18 games is not to be scoffed at, and just overall a really, really fun player to watch. His PvP is good. 2-3, not too bad over 5 games. Obviously this is a chance to go 50-50 overall. And I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how this is going to go. Now let's have a look at the map they're going to be playing on. It's going to be Monty Hall SE. Now if you've not seen this map before, it may look a little bit funky. You have 3 naturals. All of them are smaller bases. Every base on this map, minus those 3 naturals, has very small amounts of gas at, which is why there's so many gases. But all of those areas are blocked off by minerals, so you have to either mine your way through, glitch your way over the minerals, or just don't expand, or drop as well. Usually we'd see players glitch over to take an early expansion, but you can also glitch over to go for like a proxy 2 gate or something. We've only had 1 PvP here so far. It was a crazy long, crazy cool game between Reach and DeWalt, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to go, so let's get into game number 2. Okay, the game has started, and up here in the top left hand corner in the red fighting for REV, it's CRVT. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right hand position is the blue Protoss fighting for SouL. It's Perfume. Now, just because we don't see Perfume as much, I'm going to throw up the cheerful that Lucky Noob made for him. This Perfume is one of like the rarer players that appears for SouL every once in a while. There we go. Intaro Adun. It's the Protoss Perfume. I love these cheerfuls. More people need to make cheerfuls, guys. Lucky Noob is pulling all of the legwork. And look, okay, that made me laugh. Look how easy it is to make me laugh. You could literally draw the worst thing in the world and it would make me laugh. Now, it looks like CRVT is getting ready to go over the minerals. Now, interestingly, he's choosing not to do it. Oh, he's actually not glitching through. He's going to mine his way through. And I'm going to say, LML saying in chat that Lucky Noob set the bar way too high. Did you just see that Perfume one? That bar is really low. Like, that's a really low bar. If that can make me laugh, anything can. Oh, it's literally just what his name is. Like, it's not even clever. It just makes me laugh because I've got the worst sense of humor in the world. Now, we've got CRVT. He did mine his way through, which actually made his mining a little bit less efficient. But it does mean he's going to be able to expand more efficiently when he gets his base, because as you can see, Perfume is blocked off here. Now, it was a 12 next for both players, which means we're going into a macro game in this PvP. Now, looks like the gas is a little bit quicker here for Perfume. There's no gateway here either. There is no way CRVT is going for a double expand. No way. Okay, good. I was going to say, like, wow. You cannot do that. No way whatsoever. Also, Edgewater, if you make that into a cheerful, I'll laugh at it for you, man. That's a good joke. That's actually better than Lucky Noob's one. You just got to put like the minute amount of effort even to draw something in paint is great. There's even a template, so you don't have to do anything. Well, in this game, we've got CRVT going for Ode and 1919, and we've got Perfume doing the same thing. Core coming up as well. Now, you can already see that this is going to be where the problem comes in, because even though the mining was a little bit less efficient earlier for CRVT, he's going to be able to expand quicker. He's up a probe because of this. The fact they've both expanded to opposite sides as well is actually really good, because it means we'll get a really, really fun game. Now, looks like CRVT is getting ready to try and mine through here, but he does need to send more probes if he wants to do that. Kind of unsure why he didn't just glitch over. Did he actually go for the scout? No, he didn't. So he didn't glitch over with the pylon. Now, we've actually got a couple of zealots coming in, which is a very interesting decision. Oh, this is why CRVT is going for it. He's sending 4 probes. This is enough to break into the main base, but is Perfume? Perfume isn't going to be ready. He doesn't have any units back at home. Where the heck are his units? He's just been skipping them. Why is he not building anything? Here we go. He's going for double Dragoon. But there's going to be 2 Zealots and 2, like, multiple Dragoons heading towards his base. The Citadel is coming up as well. Now, the trouble is he's not sending his units to do this. Perfume is going to see the probe taking the minerals. And yeah, Perfume expanded again. Sorry, I did notice that, but I didn't say anything for some reason. But yeah, this is the perfect timing. Why did CRVT not go for it? Where are his units? Where did they go? Where are they? Why are they here? You've got a timing, go for it. This is another example of someone playing a little bit too timidly, because the trouble is he's opening this area, and this means he's just opening up the way to his expansion later on. Like, that's a big, big mistake from CRVT. He shouldn't, unless you're going to push through that gap right now, you do not open that up. That is where your expansion is. It's where he is going to push. Now it's going to be 4 gate against 3 at the moment. Robo coming in. Oh, sorry, this is actually a lot more gateways. Oh my goodness, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gateways. No robo. This is the timing. He has to go now. If he does not go right this second, he needs to rally everything. Zealot's speed is on the way. I thought it was going to be for DTs. It's 7, sorry. I apparently can't count. Very basic arithmetic. It's just so much. This is such a massive timing now. There is nothing that he has back at home that can defend this. He has 4 gateways and 3 expansions. He's behind in supply when he's up 12 workers. This is the time that CRVT needs to go, and he needs to hurry because there is no timing after this. Every second he waits is a moment he wastes. And this is looking bad for Perfume. It looks like Perfume getting ready to glitch a few units over himself. But if he's going up there, they're not going to be in his main. 7 Zealots, 8 Zealots even into the main base. If he targets down these 2 pylons, there will be no more units. And that is going to be it. This pylon is going to go down immediately. And CRVT realistically should have done it here. 3 unpowered gateways, about to have another 3 unpowered as well, and more Zealots running in here. Lots of units trying to come up here to help defend against this, but let's get this all on one screen so we can see the battle. Looks like the gateways are fully unpowered now. 2 pylons are trying to come up, but Perfume played this a little bit too greedy. He saw him mining out the minerals and he was not ready, and this is what happens in that situation. The main nexus is in a position to go down here. There's more Dragoons for Perfume, but it's not going to be enough. There's so many Zealots here. It would take Bisu Micro to be able to hold on to this. Let's zoom in a little bit. We've seen the action we need to see. Now, as long as there's Dragoons bringing up the rear here for CRVT, he should have done it. And Perfume is finding yet again that PvP is just not his forte. Now, we've got a lot more units coming out here. It is 6 versus 7 gateways. Some of the Zealots getting stuck in the main base as well. But the main nexus is down. He needs to use these Zealots. He has to use these Zealots right now. He needs to unpower the gateways again. And he needs to go and kill the other bases. It doesn't matter. GG. Perfume taps out and CRVT ties up the series 1-1. There we go, told you guys. Best of 1, anything can happen. And CRVT came in with a timing attack. I honestly thought that he'd waited too long, and he proved me wrong. He got in, he killed the pylons. There was no recompense after that. The probes had to be pulled, they all went down. And at the end of the day, CRVT won. So with the series tied up 1-1, we're going to go into Zealot versus Sugo when we get back after this short break. See you guys soon. Toss a coin to your content creators, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your content creators, a friend of humanity. Okay guys, welcome back. We're heading into game number 3 here between SouL and ReV. The score is tied up 1-1, which I think a lot of people were not expecting going into this series, but ReV proven us wrong. Is it time for a revolution here? Are SouL finally going to lose a match in Season 3? We got to find out. Well, in Game 3, the person that wants to turn the tides back in SouL's favor here is going to be Zealot. ASL qualified player, incredibly aggressive Zerg player from South Korea, 75% win rate overall against both Protoss and overall, but he's not played too many games. In his last 10 games, he's lost 2 of them as well, so he can lose. He does bleed, and if he bleeds, this man right here may be able to kill it. It's SouGo. SouGo, a very strong North American Protoss player, second I would say to Dragon. Like SouGo is really standard. This is his map. I think he's played this map. Yeah, he's played this map 2 of the 4 weeks he's played, and that was the 2 weeks that it was in. He loves this map. It's super standard, and if there's one map that SouGo is going to be able to do well on, it's here. There's something about the American players as well. They just like standard maps. That's it. They only like standard maps. It's how it is, man. North American players, all the same. But let's have a look at the map they're going to be going into. I was talking about it a little bit. Very standard. 3 bases, very easy to take. One of them is a mineral only, and it's actually in your main, which makes it a little bit easier. Drop play and muteless play is very strong here, so I think this is going to suit Zealot a little bit more. There's definitely a lot of openings for early aggression in the early, well, obviously early aggression would be in the early game, but also the mid game as well. So let's see how this is going to go as we get in to our 3rd ZVP here on Andromeda in our 3rd match of the STPL today. It's Zealot versus SouGo. Okay, starting us off here in the top left-hand position, fighting for SouL. It's Zealot. And his opponent spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner, fighting for ReV in the teal. It's SouGo. Now, I wouldn't normally show 2 cheers from the same team in a row, but I have to show this one. Once again, this is very easy to do, and it's actually really good. Look at this. Look at this. It's literally a picture from Halo with Zealot's face on it, and it's still really good. I love it. Oh man, I love it so much. Looks like SouGo playing the chat rush style, keeping his opponent talking. Meanwhile, SouGo is expanding into his main base. You like flashes random? Yes. Yeah, this is definitely a weird gateway location. He's going for a 1-base build here, so honestly, maybe walling off here and here with the deeper, or with the gateway and the core would be a little bit better, but SouGo's got a plan. He's the man with the master plan. And if you listen well, he might teach you something. We've seen an upset already with CRVT taking down Perfume. Can we see the same again here with SouGo? Zealot going for a relatively standard opening here, which is kind of a little bit different for Zealot. I kind of always expect something crazy. Now we've only got a single Zealot. Looks like we are going to have a lot of Lings scouting around, just seeing exactly what's going on. We've got... This is a very late gas, and that's because he's going for 3 hatch. Now, 3 hatch before gas on this map, not the biggest deal, but against a 1 base play, this could actually be quite devastating, because without gas you don't get lair, you don't get anything that can help you. Now, is Suga really going to go for a Dragoon rush? Or is he going to go for a Robo? Okay, it is going to be a Robo. So I think this is probably going to be a bonnet style 1 base Reaver. Now, is that going to work against Zealot? Now, the one benefit for Sugo is the fact his opponent has skipped gas for so long means there's not going to be a Spire by the time the shuttle gets to the base. Now, Zealot also doesn't know if there's an expansion at the mineral only, so he cannot be sure exactly what's going on. The fact there's a Dragoon is a little bit weird. People don't normally do that. They would normally go for a couple of Zealots, but it does help in this situation because it gives you a little bit of assistance at the wall. Now, are we going to have Ling speed coming in here from Zealot? No, it's going to be a Hydra Den. No Ling speed. But we're going to go for quick Hydra upgrades here for Zealot at the very least. No lair or anything coming in behind this. This is looking to be a perfect storm here for Sugo. Now, obviously Hydra speed makes it a little bit easier to deal with shuttles. But if he gets the Reaver to his opponent's base quick enough, he has the timing here to do a lot of damage. And I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to go. Now, Hydra speed is almost done, but still no lair is on the way. So this is actually going to be a Hydra bust coming in from Zealot. So he is going to be trying to bust up a ramp against Reavers. And that's not what you want. The first Reaver is on the way. Looks like Hydra range should be up as well. Now, Zealot getting in a position to help deal with the drops. Like, he thinks there's a drop coming in. There is an Overlord now that's scouted that his opponent is on 1 base. Now, the fact he knows his opponent's on 1 base now means he is going to be going into massive turtle mode here. He's probably going to build a sunken at each base. Or maybe, because it's Zealot, he is just going to push in. Because Zealot, man, he is the aggressive player. It feels like he should be Protoss, really. The aggression he puts on is crazy. Now, this is a lot of Hydras coming. And there are not that many units here from Sugo. So if Sugo pulls up the ramp, he can hold this. If he stands here, he is going to die. And this is the moment where we see what Sugo's plan is going to be. He needs to hold at the ramp. He needs to basically stop the Hydras getting up. But this is such a weird situation to be in, because now Sugo can't go for a drop. He needs the Reaver here. He needs the Reaver at home, and if he leaves his base, if he gets to his opponent's main with the Reaver in the shuttle, Zealot is going to push in and kill Sugo. That's just how this is going to go, I think. Now the second gas is on the way. Lair is still not on the way in the main base. Now, it looks like the shuttle has got speed. He is pushing forward with his Zealots and his Dragoons to make it look like he's still there. And he is going to go around, but look at Zealot's Overlord position. Going to see this immediately. Sugo thinking about turning around, but he knows he has to find some damage somewhere. Now, is this enough? Sugo has a Reaver back at home, which can help defend. But does he have enough to kill Zealot's army? And I don't think the answer is yes. Now, looks like the 4 Dragoons going to sacrifice themselves. This Reaver dropping itself off in a really weird position. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh no, the shuttle is going to go down. The Reaver is going to go down as well, but he does get a nice Scarab off. But is it enough? Losing the Reaver is just too much here. I think Zealot's held. That's it. I don't see a way that Sugo can win this game anymore. Zealots I mean, his economy is not great. But look at the amount of Hydras he has running across the map right now. It's just way too much. And Holy World is genuinely a really good map, by the way. Now, Sugo shouldn't be busted here. This is 2 REAVERS at the top of this ramp. And Zealot knows this. He's going to go back, but how do you take a second base to Sugo here? Are you going to expand to the middle only? What is that going to do for you? And this map is Andromeda. Now, I think he actually got spotted again, so Zealot knows to go back and defend. There's still no... Well, the lair is finished, but no Spire. Now, this isn't necessarily a terrible build, but Zealot saw it. He knew his opponent wasn't on 2 base. Sugo couldn't stay in his main base because of the Hydras. He couldn't stay in his natural because of the Hydras. That's why he was sat out the front, because he wanted Zealot to think he was on more than 1 base. But unfortunately, he just wasn't. Now, this is pretty much the last straw here for Sugo. If Sugo loses this ReVer, which he could do here because he is flying dangerously close. Oh, the Hydras! Okay, so he gets away, but at what cost? Now another 2 ReVers are going to be coming in here. They will meet up together. This is an all-in push from Sugo. He is going to try and go in at a weak point here for Zealot as he tries to tech up. And is he going to be able to do it? The Hydras are spread. This is the one timing Sugo has that he can possibly win the game. He's got a lot of units here. They don't have any upgrades, of course. But let's see if he can break his way through. The drone coming out here trying to expand again. Going to get caught off guard. Now the Hydras are not going to be able to flank here. Oh, the muteless come out. This is game over. I didn't think they were going to be muteless, but here we go. Looks like the ReVer's going to get out the front. They're in range of the sunken colony. They're not shooting the Hydras. All of the Dragoons are going to go down. All of the ReVers are going to go down. GG. Sugo taps out and Zealot wins game number 3. So that was one of the sad examples of a build that was tailored to try and kill your opponent, but unfortunately it was almost tailored against the wrong opponent because, I mean, Zealot is super aggressive. If Zealot hadn't have attacked with those Hydras, maybe Sugo could have won that game. But the fact that Zealot already built so many Hydras off of the 3 bases he had meant that unfortunately Sugo couldn't find the damage. Now, when we get back after this short break, we'll be heading into game number 4. It's going to be Bonith versus Medinho. STPL does. Bio TVP. Wow! You got it. STPL does. Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know REAVERS could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does! Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs. Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. STPL does. DC's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does. All that and more, only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 4 between SouL and ReV. The score is 2-1 in favor of SouL. And this man right here needs no introduction. First place in the Corrupted Cup 2019. And just overall the best player outside of Korea right at this very moment. Very, very strong player in the STPL. Maybe not as strong as DeWalt, at least in terms of wins. But Bonus has played a lot less games, and he is definitely getting up there with a 10+ game winning streak at the moment. Let me just double check what he's actually on. His win streak is currently... He's got a 7-0 win streak against Terran, which is kind of important going into this game. And he's actually at a 15-0 win streak. 15 games in a row this man has won. And this is going to be his 16th game. Is he going to make it 16-0? I'm not sure, but he is going to be up against the Viking Terran here. Medinho, who's going to be trying to stand in his way to block both of his PvT and his TVP win rates. PvT and overall... over there. The heat is getting to me. Overall... How do you say that? Oh man, I'm losing my mind recently. It doesn't matter, does it? It's fine. Overall win streak. How did I forget how to say that? I said that word like 4 times in a row just now. Either way, Medinho, a very strong player in the STPL, in the top 20. Very nice place to be. This is going to be Bonnet's 16th win if he can win, and Medinho is rank 16 in the STPL. Is this fate, or is this going to be an example of ReV taking us to an ace match for the first time against SouL? They are going to be heading into one of our more recent modern maps. It is Tripod. Tripod, a very, very cool map. The TVPs we've had here so far have been a little bit funky. SOS Toss versus Inca, probably one of the weirdest games I've ever seen, with someone proxying in the wrong place and then getting punished for it. But Horror Toss versus JH was fun here. Let's have a look at it as we get into game number 4. Okay, starting us off down here in the bottom left-hand corner in the blue, fighting for SouL, it's Bonnet. And in the top left-hand corner, fighting for ReV, it's Medinho. Now, this is what I need context for, because if anyone can explain this cheerful to me, please let me know. We have the Viking Terran here, Medinho, and this is the cheerful that we get from Lucky Noob. Anyone able to explain that to me? Apparently it's to do with Inspector Gadget. I saw Inspector Gadget as a kid, I do not remember this at all. So, I'm guessing that's a cat of some kind? Oh, okay. Okay, this is probably funnier with context. Lucky Noob says that was called the Mad Cat, M-A-D Cat. Oh man, okay. It's Dr. Claw's cat. Okay, I didn't know. Oh well, I guess that was still funny. It still made me laugh. That's exactly why you need to make some cheerfuls, because anything will make me laugh. Anything. Like, I am literally the easiest person in the world to make laugh. On VR chat earlier, there was the weirdest person in the world, and I was laughing so much. It was so funny. Oh man, VR chat is a weird, weird place. There's some really strange people. There's also a lot of really, really nice people on VR chat. I can't speak for the English-speaking community because I don't hang around with them, but the Japanese community in VR chat is really, really nice. Everyone's really kind. And I'm never ever going to stream VR chat, just to let you know. Never. Now we've got Medinho going for a very standard build here, pulling off of gas at 100 to make sure he gets enough minerals for an early command center. VR chat is basically like Second Life. It's all user-generated content. You use VR to talk to people. You don't have to use VR as well. You can use your desktop. And it's really, really fun. There's some really... Okay, just while we're in a little bit of a lull in this game, there is a room literally called Ridge Racer. And it's Ridge Racer 1. It's the first level from Ridge Racer with all the cars. And you can drive the cars. It's so cool. It is so freaking cool. There's so much nostalgia for me in that world. Oh my god. There's also a load of different games in VR chat as well. Like, someone's made Beat Saber in VR chat for one. Now we've got Bonneth, at least for the time being, go for a little bit of a one-base play here. Is he going to go for tech? Or is he going to go for an expansion? Bonneth is definitely more of an aggressive player. Really expecting REAVER carrier coming out of him in this game. Starport coming in here from Medinho. So Medinho is going to try and put some pressure on with a dropship. Now, Medinho is known for his dropship play. They're his longboats. They raid your base. They pillage your mineral lines. And Bonneth should know this. But then also, Medinho knows Bonneth very, very well. When you have two players like this, who have both been in the foreign scene for a very long time, they know exactly how each other are going to play here. Now, Robo coming in, this is 100% going to be for REAVERS here from Bonneth. I mean, if he goes OBS, fair enough. He could go for an expansion behind this. But Bonneth is a REAVER player. You think Bonneth in PvT and you think REAVER. And look at this. Shuttle's already on the way. And here is the support bay. Medinho, longboat, going to be coming in here. He's going to probably drop a siege tank and 2 vultures. But it could just be a 2 vulture drop for sure. Now the REAVERS, you get the shuttle, which does help you defend, and it also allows you to be aggressive. But as long as Medinho knows this is coming, he should be going for a Wraith after this. Now I really want to see a Wraith coming in here from Medinho, because that would be very, very good planning. I really want to keep an eye on this. He is going to drop 2 vultures, waiting for a 3rd one. Now this could actually leave him a little bit open. He needs to push as soon as possible. There's only 1 gateway here from Bonneth. So things are lining up very well for Medinho here. If he can get in before the first REAVER is done, and before it starts heading towards his base, look at this, Wraith coming in. He didn't scout the fact it's going to be 1 base, but he knows. It's Bonneth. Now we've got 2 factories coming in behind this from Medinho after he expands. The Marines and the tanks pushing away the Dragoons, giving way for this dropship to come in. Medinho is playing this perfectly, knows exactly what he needs to do. Now the Reaver is out at the front, and while this goes on... Okay, this is not going to be good for Medinho. But while this goes on, 2 vultures are going to be dropped off in the main. Let's see how much damage can be done. 29 probes as we start off here. There's going to be mines coming up in the main base. The tank does survive. No, the tank actually goes down. But the vultures, they've killed 4 probes already. 5, 6, 7, 8. Can he get a 9th? Oh, no he can't. So not a 9th probe, but that's still 8 probes. That's exactly what Medinho needs to do with that push. Now, all he has to do is defend against the counterattack. He's actually going for 2 wraiths. I've seen Radley advocate for this in chat a hell of a lot. Now, the reason why you go for 2 wraiths is you kill the shuttle before it has a chance to get away. A wraith does not do well against the speed shuttle, but 2 wraiths do. And if he can snipe the shuttle before Bonneth can do any damage, this is going to be a really, really hard game for Bonneth to win. But Medinho getting ready, defending the left-hand side with mines. Going to defend his right-hand side with the wraiths, most likely. They're going to be heading on over. Now, the Observer is coming in first. Oh, it's Polish recall time. This means double shuttle is even better. Now, the Polish recall is a term that Bonneth actually came up with, or at least he tried to coin it himself. And it's where you just go for a lot of dropships. Now, there is a tank here which will help against this. There's a shuttle as well. But look at this. Bonneth is going directly in between everything. And he's going to be able to get into the main base. The wraiths are not in a position to defend against this. And with 2 dragoons dropping down with this, the wraiths are not going to be able to kill these units. But there is a tank here. The SCVs have mostly been pulled away. The tank's going down. Well, he's trying to target fire the wraiths down because he knows the wraiths are real power here. Oh, he's going to get the shuttle. He's killed one of the REAVERS. Bonneth has done a decent amount of damage. 12 kills on this Reaver. Means that this has worked out. This has been the perfect counterattack. But it's still not killed Medinho. Medinho saved a lot of his SCVs. There's a tank down here, meaning it won't do any more damage. The Reaver goes down. The units are now marooned. And a mine kills the other thing here. And Medinho is even going to get a kill on... Oh, he's not going to get the kill on the Observer. It's just out of range. Now, are we going to see Medinho go for a counter drop here? The big problem is Bonneth is going to see this with his... he's going to see this as long as he's looking at it. Now, I imagine Bonneth will do. There's not really too much else he'll be looking at right now. We've got 3 gateways now back in Bonneth's space. We've got the observatory, obviously. We're going into a second gas. And look at this. Bonneth is so smart. Getting ready with dragoons already. He knows there's a dropship still. He knows he has to defend it. Now, it is going to be 3 wraiths now. They're not fully repaired. But these wraiths are going to help out this dropship for sure. Now, do we have an armory coming in yet? No, but we do have an academy. The lack of armory, though, means the later this game goes on, the harder it's going to be for Medinho. Now, he knows he cannot drop that high ground. But guess what? There's a high ground over Bonneth's other base. So he's going to drop here. He checked if the Nexus was coming in, sees it was, and he is going to be able to cancel this most likely. I don't think Bonneth... Oh, Bonneth did actually make another Reaver and another shuttle, so... Let's see if he can kill it with the wraiths. Where'd it go? Here we go. So it looks like he is going to push slowly towards this. Doesn't want to drop anything down. Using the Dragoon to kill the mines. Here comes the wraiths. Do get a couple of hits off on the shuttle without taking any damage. Pretty damn good here. The Nexus is still alive. If Bonneth can save this, he is a literal god of PvT, because this should die. There is no way this survives. Yeah, there we go. He cancels it. Now, both players pretty close in supply worker-wise. Bonneth as expected from a Protoss player. A little bit further ahead at this stage in the game. It is 3 gateways against only 2 factories. Armory is done, so the upgrades are going to be on the way here. Medinho is... oh my god, he still manages to drop off on this tank. Now the tank isn't unsieging for whatever reason, but he is going to go for another raid on Bonneth's main. There is 2 tanks in here with 4 zealots, I believe. There you have 4 vultures even. He's going to drop the vultures off first. He's going to siege a tank immediately because he wants to get some extra shots off on these probes. Oh my god, if he can target these probes, that'll be massive. Oh, he's not targeting the probes! That could have been such an amazing number of kills. But a misclick there by Medinho means he's not going to get like 10 probes in one shot. But he is still in a very good position in this game. There's no Reaver heading towards his base either. And this Reaver on the low ground is not going to be doing anything. Now it looks like some Dragoons have been taken down at the front. The tank's in a position to start attacking the Robo. But here we go. Looks like Zealot Bomb's going to go down. Not going to be able to kill the tanks with the Zealots. And then he does anyway. Because it's Bonneth. Oh my god, this is good though. 10 kills. Can he get a couple of more hits on the probes? 11 kills. He needs one big shot. One big shot. Doesn't quite manage it, but the Vulture's coming into the main base now. They're going to get another probe, but a lot of them going down to this Reaver. Medinho certainly knows how to make a game interesting. He is dropping consistently over and over again. And Bonneth is unable to get a third base. Medinho is now up 12 supply on workers. But he is very low on units right now. He's thrown away most of his tanks. There's going to be another dropship coming in here. He needs to wait for the third one. This has to escalate more and more. Look at this! Corsairs taking down the Wraith. And he is going to be searching for these dropships as well. Corsairs in a PvT. That's a first for the STPL, I believe. And this is going to be possibly, if this carries on the way it's going, this could be Bonneth's 16th game in a row. But finding himself 9 supply down in workers, Bonneth has come back from more. The 2 dropships going to be coming over here to the third base. Or I guess this is the natural. Some vultures trying to get in. They're going to be able to shoot down a couple of probes. No, going to fly away. Now, oh, this is really clever. Dropping on the low ground, getting in a position to siege with his tanks. Vultures on the high ground as well. Now there is a Reaver going to be coming in behind this, which is going to kill the 2 tanks, but how many kills? Only 3 kills here. Okay, that's not as good. Now the dropships do get away. They will come back another day and go for another drop. But that's more mining time that Bonneth doesn't have actually mining. Now Bonneth knows there's no base at the close third, but over here in the top right hand corner we have Medinho going for an expansion. This is pretty much one of the furthest possible positions away from Bonneth. Now we've got a Reaver and a Dragoon coming in here. Looks like he smelt the units coming down here. Or he also saw it with the Observer. Immediate scan by Medinho here to take that down. Now is he going to... oh, the mine! He loses the Reaver. So uncharacteristic of Bonneth there. Now Medinho going to chase this down with the Wraith, but the Wraith will get caught by the Corsairs. Does need to be careful. Looks like he's trying to head the shuttle off at the pass here. And he's going to go for a push on the low ground. Now this isn't that many units back home to defend. So Medinho is still in a decent position, but just look at the lack of units. He's got 4 dropships, but he's unable to do anything with them. Oh, using this Wraith for spotting is so good here for Medinho. Bonneth going to be coming in here. The Wraith and the... oh no, the tank! The tank goes down. There's more units running down here, but if they were here right now, this would be a different situation. Bonneth wouldn't be able to clear this, but the tanks did not come down fast enough. And that is going to be an end to this push once again. So Medinho going to pull back, going to get ready with his dropships. But imagine if he'd had all of those units with his army. That would have been a dead base for sure. Now the Corsairs trying to come in here. They do not do that much damage to... oh, he needs to drop the Goliaths! I was going to say they don't do that much damage to dropships, but they certainly killed them very quickly. All of the Corsairs go down, so I don't think we're going to see any of those anymore, but this is what those things were for. It's carrier play coming in here for Bonneth. Very, very stereotypical Bonneth game, this one. Medinho is trying to find damage wherever he's going, but he just can't seem to find it. Bonneth holding on at every possible second. He's actually finding himself still behind in workers. He is, in fact... What the heck is this SCB doing? Somebody fix this map. Never seen that before. But here we go, the carry is going to be coming in, the Reaver going to help out against the Goliath so much. The tanks on the high ground going to take down a lot of the Goliath, or a lot of the Dragoons here. There's going to be a dropship trying to get into the main, but the carrier is going to clean this up. The carriers are not full-on interceptors, so they're not going to be able to deal with these Goliaths. But it looks like with the tanks going down, Bonneth holding on with yet more REAVERS. There's been more REAVERS in this game, I think, than I've seen all season so far in the STPL. And, I don't know. Medinho going to take a 4th base. Things are still looking good for him. But the longer this game goes on, the higher the carrier count becomes, the harder this is going to get here for Medinho. Now, what are the upgrades looking like on the carriers? +2 damage already done. Medinho getting ready. He's checking all the bases in the middle of the map. He wants to make sure his opponent isn't expanding. But this is going to be a very, very strong timing attack coming in from Bonneth here. Bonneth has killed so many units throughout this game. Is he going to be able to clear this up with just these units? Or is Medinho going to be able to hold on? If he loses this base, it's not the end of the world. But he has to hold here. He has to find some bastion of hope in this game. Only +1 attack is done here for Medinho. The tanks getting targeted down here by Bonneth. And the Goliaths cannot get into a position. Does he not have... Oh, he does have Charon boosters, but... Yeah, the Goliaths, they're caught off guard. The Goliaths are going down to the Dragoons. And I think Bonneth may have done it with this push. He's killed so many of Medinho's units. The carrier count up at 4. Nearly loses a carrier, which is actually a big deal. But there's only 3 Goliaths here. There's only a single tank. And he's going to kill it. The carriers kill it. The Goliaths have all fallen. And Bonneth looks like he's just bullied his way through this game. We've got a dropship heading on down here to the bottom right. He does not give up his aggression, even in the worst situations here for Medinho. He can hold on to his main base. As I said, losing this base was not the biggest deal. He catches some of the probes transferring over. Gonna catch some more. Bonneth is down 19 workers, but he's making this look easy. When you throw away so many units as Terran on drops and failed pushes, it's not going to work. GG. The main is broken and Medinho falls for Bonneth to win his 16th game in a row. Now, that was actually really, really sick there from Bonneth. Medinho played a fantastic game. His stereotypical guerrilla play, his guerrilla tactics coming out every angle, but he just didn't have the right number of units in the right place at the right time. And that means, unfortunately, Bonneth wins the series for SouL. I mean, unfortunately for ReV, of course. But Bonneth, I mean, he wins his 16th game in a row. Let me just double check the stats as well while I bring up the results. Here we go. That was his 8th PBT in a row, his 16th game in a row, and he's just unstoppable. Bonneth, after he joined SouL, he hasn't lost a game. I don't think he's lost a single game since he's joined SouL. That is how good Bonneth is. He is in an absolute incredible streak. Just in the foreign scene in general. The Sares paid off perfectly as well. They killed the 3 dropships, and that delayed any further pushes coming out from Medinho, cost him a lot of gas, and that led to the victory for SouL. But this was a close series. Scan versus Hinamu was a little bit one-sided. Zealot versus Sugo could have gone either way, but Bonneth versus Medinho, that game was on a knife edge, and Medinho could have taken us to an ace match. Now, I don't know how ReV would have fared in the ace match, depending on who was available to play. But that's probably the closest so far that ReV have come to beat SouL. SouL win 3-1, and it does mean their unbeaten streak in the STPL continues, but they do lose a set. They lose a set this season, again, like I think they've, let me just double check this actually. Let's have this isn't fully up to date because it doesn't have the current ones we just put on. But we do have, yeah, that's the second set they've lost, which is actually more sets than they lost in Season 2. So is the time of SouL coming to an end? I'm not too sure, but that was a very fun series, and we are going to be back on Wednesday for Red versus Ash. That should be a lot of fun. If you want to check the lineups for that, you can. Once again, a massive shout out to our sponsors, Liquipedia, Esport Fund, and Matcherino. We're currently at $1,300 of our $2,000 prize pool goal. If we can make, I'm fairly certain I can say this, if we can make the goal, one of our sponsors will be doubling their contribution for next season. So let's see if we can make it. There's a lot of codes left on Matcherino, which you can add money to the prize pool completely free. There's also like a sponsor quest. You can follow someone on Twitter or something, and that'll also add money to the prize pool. So go and do that. Won't cost you a thing. A massive thank you to our patrons, and a massive thank you, of course, to all of you who've tuned in today. I've had a lot of fun casting this series. I'm going to have a lot of fun chilling out now because I'm absolutely boiling, and I will see you guys on Wednesday.